Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I really appreciate you taking out time to check out this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you in advance. Back doing another beat 'em up because, I really like those type of games. And this one I'm going to show you is the arcade version of a game I played a whole bunch. Played the arcade version much later than I originally played the first one. But this is one of the best beat 'em ups for the arcade. Just in general, one of the best beat 'em ups ever. Aliens versus Predator. Now, I know this sounds crazy because this game came out way before the movies because this was based on comic book stuff. But this was a Capcom beat 'em up, so you already know it's going to be on point, right? And I remember playing the SNES version of this game, and it was a single player game. And the whole time I used to play this as a kid, I rented it consistently. I used to be like, man, this would be great if I had somebody else I could play this with, but it was single player. Not knowing that this was based on a game for the arcades, because I didn't realize a lot of the games that I was playing were arcade ports on the consoles. I just thought, they was making games because, that's what they wanted to make on these systems. But, the arcades is where everything got tried out, but there also usually meant the arcade version was better because, arcade board, singular game, more power focused on one thing. And that's pretty much the case here. So the characters you get to play with are two different predators. So you have the hunter and the warrior, and then you have a guy who is like the great grandson of Dutch. And then you have the young lady who is probably the best character in the game, just because the quickness is unparalleled. Like she is crazy great. So you have those different characters. Basically, there's no bad character, right? Schaefer uses grabs. Kurosawa, she uses a blade. Everybody has some form of gun, right? The predators have their shoulder mount laser, but Kurosawa, she uses pistols, and she can just constantly reload. The predators, they have to cool down basically, and then Schaefer has a cooldown on his as well. But all of the characters are fantastic. It pretty much is one of those games where you could pick any one of these characters and have a great time. The only thing about Dutch the Third, I guess, would be that he has he can't dash, and I need that to happen. And he can't jump. He has a dash instead of a jump. That's what it was. And it's not bad, but it also is kind of annoying sometimes. But again, it doesn't matter. You still have fun, especially if you have someone else with you. Like that, obviously it takes it up a notch. But this game, again, I played the SNES version by myself because it was only single player, and playing the arcade version was just a more improved version of that game, which was fine by itself. But this one, you have the ability to have a second player. Obviously cutscenes and things like that are much better, right? But it's fun, and it can be tough, it can be overwhelming, but really that game is so fluid. The combos, the way you can go from attacking one person to the next. They don't do the thing that some beat 'em ups do where you can only, combo one person at a time. You're meant to look like you know what you're doing out there, throughout the game. And the different weapons they give you, and each person having the ability to use their weapon a certain way and use different weapons. It's you have all these Capcom input special moves in the game that you don't know about unless you really play. And I always thought that was cool. For me, beat 'em ups are at its best when I feel like I'm playing a fighting game, a mode within the fighting game. The moves and everything need to stay fighting game specific, and then you let everything else beat 'em up wise, fall into place. But this game definitely has it. This is one of the games where I'm Capcom just sitting on all of these really great games. I think they put this one as part of their first arcade collection they did, which isn't bad, but also I still want them to do sequels or I don't know, give me more. I love these games and I'm gonna play it again. And if they re-release, I'll probably buy it again. But I just want more. I want sequels. Okay, we're getting sequels to all this other stuff. Capcom released the beat 'em ups. Okay, you got 7 on hold that you could just pull out the hat if you wanted to, and we need them and we want them. Those of you who grew up at the arcade areas, you probably played this back in the day, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Did you run through it with a team? Who was your best character? I'm partial to the warrior and Kurosawa, but again, there's no bad characters in this. It's almost like this was the next phase of what Cadillacs and Dinosaurs was, because you have all the weapons and you have the different abilities and things like that. So I felt like this was the next phase, and I want more. So give me more. And I also want to hear from you about how you felt about this game. But I do appreciate you letting me take some time to reminisce with you. Y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. Peace.